my dog Shark, right? Last week, he's throwing up all over the house. And he's throwing up like 3 times in the bathroom, 3 times in my room, 3 times in the dining room, a couple times in the living room, 2 times in the kitchen, a couple times in the yard. Not good. Not a good thing. But we're like, what the fuck did this dude eat? Because he eats crazy shit. Anything on the ground, he'll just eat it. Doesn't matter what it is. He's a fucking dog. That's what they do. But usually what happens is he'll eat something weird and he'll throw it right up and he'll be totally fine and move on with his day. He's done this before. So, and we've taken him to the vet before and they're like, usually like, oh, he'll be fine. He'll pass it. We're like, well, this is excessive. We watch him. We're like, see if he feels any better, if he gets anything out. Nothing changes. It's not looking good. So we go, but he's a pit bull. He's indestructible. They're indestructible. They eat everything and they are fine. It's fucking insane. We take him to the vet, make sure he's okay. We're assuming they're just gonna be like, it's fine. Just like every other fucking time he's done this. He's done it all so many times. We take him to the vet. We're like, ready for them to be like, he's good. Go home. And they do some x-rays on him, you know, the usual. And so they do a couple x-rays and they're like, so we see that there's something stuck in his intestines and we don't know what it is, but you know, clearly it's bothering him and it's stuck and whatever. So they're like, we're gonna give him something that hopefully will make him pass it or whatever. And if it hasn't moved by tomorrow, we're gonna maybe have to do some surgery. And we're like, okay, makes sense. So they're like, we're gonna keep him overnight. Poor little quarantine dog has not been away from me for any amount of time. He's always with me. Anyway, we're like, okay, spend the night there. We'll see you in the morning. They're like, I'm sure he'll be fine. We're like, yeah, he's fucking whatever. We'll be good. So the next day is my birthday, right? And they call me and they're like, okay, so it hasn't moved and it's actually gotten worse. So we're going to have to do some surgery on him to get it out. And I was like, okay, you know, not great news, but also they were like, it's a common procedure. It'll be fine. He'll be okay. You know, I talked to some of the doctors on the phone and I FaceTimed him because I can't visit him because of COVID. Anyway, they're like, it'll go great, whatever, be really quick. So they're like, we'll call you when the surgery is done. We'll let you know how it goes. Da, da, da. We wait a couple hours and she calls and she's like, the surgery went amazing. Shark is doing so well. We all love him so much. He's so sweet. Da, da, da. We got the thing out of him. Da, da, da. I'm like, so what did you get out of him? Like, what was in there? And she's like, oh, it was a toy. And I'm like, okay, what was it? And she's like, it's an octopus toy. And my dad and I are standing there on the phone. Like, interesting. Could you send a picture? You ready for this shit? This is what they pulled out of they cut open